I would say that we're done with the hardest part of this exercise. But since this is not a studio course, then as long as you comply, and that's actually more important, compliance with the requirement, then the what you're doing is correct. Okay. So as long as you're compliant, we have 3 rooms and we have a washroom with a particular distance. We still need to add the closets. We're going to do that as we move along. So let's start cleaning up our walls. So let's start with the exterior walls. Let's trim this like what we did in exercise number 1. We want to trim those excesses. Okay. So let's do that. And yep, I might need that later. So let's keep that for now. Okay, I might need that later. So let's just clean this up. Okay, and next we want to add some interior walls. Okay, so for interior walls, I'd like to place an interior wall right here. So yeah, maybe I'll trim that so I don't get to uh, extend or need to trim those later. So let's trim that. TR space bar, TR space bar. Okay. So it's nice to trim it first so that when you offset this or make copies of this, you don't have to trim those again. So trim one rather than trimming 3 lines. Okay, so that's an efficient way of working. Now offset this by, again, 1 to 5 divided by 2. Okay, space bar. So I can create an offset here and an offset there. Oh, that's actually a separate line. No problem. I'm just going to deal with that later. Okay, offset this and offset that. And yeah, let me just delete that. Select and hit the delete key. Select and hit the delete key. And then fill it, or I think TR is still good. TR. Nope, we will not be able to extend that up to that point. Let me show you, right? If I press TR, right, and hold down the shift key, see, it doesn't want me to extend, or if it does, like if it finds a boundary, it will go beyond the line where we want it to end. So TR is not a good command here. Escape to cancel the command. I think fillet is better. So F space bar. The radius is still 0, so I can click on these 2 lines and they will meet at that corner. So space bar. I can also do that here. Okay. And that cleans that up. And then I can now trim TR space bar. Hold down the shift key and extend this all together to that edge. Okay. And hold down the shift key, create a line and extend. So I now have a nice room, really big room here. So 1 master bedroom and 1, extra bedroom. So for this one, it says it needs to be at the uh, grid, right? So what if I don't want, if I want to be compliant with that requirement? So I'm just going to place my wall right here instead, right? So I'm going to offset that by 125 divided by 2. So the wall will be here now, okay, instead of here, okay? So space bar 2 and the offset, TR, space bar to start the trim command. So I'm going to trim this, okay, trim that, and then select and delete. Okay, so this will be my back entrance, and I can still further use that space. It's a small room, so I'm not too happy with that, but yeah, maybe I can place a room here, right? Maybe I can place a room here instead and make that like an extra room, okay? And maybe add a closet here. Yeah, I can do that. And then maybe a door. So I can also do that. Cut this room here, right? Okay, so that should be good. Now for this one, I have a decision to make. Maybe extend this, right? Make it bigger, or I cannot make it smaller because for the washroom, there's that requirement of 2500. So it definitely will not be, as you can also see here in the drawing, it's not on the grid, right? So if that's the case, uh, let's double check the DI. Let's check the distance from here to there is 125. Yep. Okay, so plumbing wall is where the fixtures are located. So you can place some plumbing pipes there at the back. This is my plumbing wall. So this one is an interior wall, but it will not be on the grid. So that's perfectly fine. So I'm just going to offset this by 125 divided by 2. Actually, I don't need to divide it by 2. So offset this by 125. Yeah, so that it goes outside, and I'll be maintaining the required distance here. So I should not be dividing that by 2. And likewise here, I should not be dividing this by 2. It should go outside because the distance here is a required distance. Space bar to end the process, and then F, space bar to start the fillet command, radius 0. So this will be, oops, this will be connected. Spacebar again, radius 0. So this could be connected. Spacebar, radius 0. Another nice command, fillet. So that could be connected. And then for this one, I'm going to use the trim command, TR, spacebar, and then trim all of those lines. Okay, spacebar to end the trim command, and then select this. And I don't need that line, so I'm just going to hit the delete key. So there's my nice interior wall, and then I have this nice washroom space. I have a nice room here. So I think I'll need this later for the door. So let me undo deleting that line. So Control Z, because I'll be needing that line later. Okay, so I still have 1, 2, 3. It's not a requirement whether that room should be of a certain size. But if I want to, I can still add another room here. Okay, if I want to. Okay, so that's how I added the interior and exterior wall with a plumbing wall right here. Okay, so this is actually nice, a nice plumbing wall. I could place a kitchen here, and I already have a plumbing wall. So perfect for now.